Good morning, traders. How the devil are we? I hope you are well. Today is Tuesday, the 20th of December. It's almost Christmas. I hope you haven't spent too much on me. And as always, guys, we're going to look back at yesterday's trades. We're going to look at today's potential trades, and we're also going to look at the important news for today as well. Before we get started, Trez things. First of all, Discord channel. Come join it. The link is in the video description. Loads of traders, loads of ideas, loads of knowledge, loads of good things. Come join it, guys. Secondly, our live stream every Wednesday, 6:30 a.m. London GMT. If you would like to come on, ask as many questions as you like about anything to do with trading, not my personal life. And thirdly, guys, if you would like to be mentored one-on-one with myself, then drop us an email. We'll send you the details. All the information for all of these things are in the video description. Right, trades from yesterday then, guys. So let's do a recap and hopefully we learn something as well. So our first trade idea was this. It was the Swiss franc against the Japanese yen. So this is the day chart, guys. And as you can see, price was using this grey zone as resistance. And then eventually price come breaking down, creating lower lows. All right, even breaking this low. So we had lower lows, so we were technically in a downtrend, and then price came all the way back up and tested this grey zone again. All right, and then we had a very bearish reaction downwards. So structurally, that's why we were shorting it. If I zoom in now, guys, so you can see this candle. Yeah, and then at this grey zone, we had this candle form here. Yeah, this very bearish red candle. So the idea was just to come from one of our grey zones, potentially all the way back down to this last low here. All right, guys, that was the idea. As you can see, we've had this very bullish reaction yesterday. Okay, so I wouldn't like to keep shorting it for today, but let's see how it reacts again, maybe tomorrow. All right, guys, so yeah, we were looking to short this pair. Let's drop down to the H1 chart to see how we played this trade. And again, guys, a quick lesson in reading candles. So this area of candles here, okay, again, this is telling us that price is pushing up. All right, so yeah, bullish green candle, bullish green candle, bullish green candle, bullish green candle, bullish green candle. And then look at the red candles, look at the bearish candles, guys. None of these candles tell us sellers are back in control. Yeah, so because of just the way we can read these candles, we know it's going to at least get back up to this grey zone. Okay. I mean, one strategy, guys, is you can just trade between these grey zones. So once price reaches down here, let's get rid of this. Once price reaches down here, you're then looking for a build up in structure, which is what we get. And then we could, you know, buy this pair up to here. So I just wanted to show you this is how I look at the market. But our trade idea was shorts yesterday. All right, and as you can see, price built up. It got into our grey zone, but none of these candles tell me sellers are in control. There was no bearish candlestick for us to enter on, guys. So for that reason, we just didn't have a trade on this pair yesterday. Okay, and our other idea was for us to break this grey zone, retest, then come down. And obviously, that didn't happen either. So no trade on Swiss franc Japanese yen. The next one from yesterday was this. It was the pound against the Swiss franc, okay? And we did have a trade on this one, so let me explain. First of all, the day chart, guys. What were we seeing? All right, so we were seeing this. Yeah, price was coming up clearly in an uptrend, okay? Come up towards these last highs, all right? Didn't create a higher high, and then price broke down, all right? So once these lows here were broken, even these lows were broken, and we had this very bearish candle, okay, I thought we could take price at least back down to these lows or even these lows over here. All right, guys. So I still think this trade's on to carry on further. because look at the bearish candle we had yesterday as well. Okay, so yeah, still think we have room to the downside because I'm still in this trade for 20%. So I still think we can leave it to run. Okay, but that was the idea for those reasons. Then we're going to drop down to the H1 chart to see how we rolled, to see how we traded this pair. And guys, as you know, I was looking for price. Actually, let's zoom out a little bit. Yeah, because we had this grey zone here. Yeah, because price reacted so many times in this grey zone. Yeah, we were looking for price to retrace up into this grey zone. We get a bearish reaction and then we can take price lower. Obviously, that didn't happen. You have eyes, you can see that didn't happen. All right, so how did I trade it? Well, basically, guys, if I zoom in, I was looking for a breakdown in H1 structure. Okay, if this also happens, yeah, before it reaches up here, then I am willing to take that trade. So as you can see, guys, from here, price was clearly in an uptrend, okay? But it wasn't creating higher highs. And remember, what does that tell us? That price could be breaking down. And then eventually, price does break down. Once it breaks these lows here, it even breaks this low. So this candle here, this very candle here, tells me I can start looking for shorts. All right, as soon as I see this candle, I can start looking for shorts. And as you see, price continued down. So once I saw this candle, this was my entry candle, I wanted to refine my entry on the M15 chart. Okay, so let's take a quick look and see how price reacted on the M15 chart. Okay, and it's basically this candle here. Okay, so this was that H4 candle, yeah, that broke down. All right, breaking all of these lows, and remember this low over here. So this was that H1 candle, okay, but now this is the M15 chart. And in the M15 chart, what it allows you to do is really refine your entries, okay? So I'm going to draw a grey zone through here, because these levels, it happens time and time again, guys, on all charts, this pattern that I'm about to show you. So once price has been using this level, this grey zone as support, yeah, once it breaks, it comes up and uses this area for resistance. So I'd already had my H1 entry candle. I just wanted to refine my entry. So as soon as price got into this grey zone, I entered here. Okay, I actually put my stop above this last swing high on the M15. Okay, and then I took price back down. Okay, so I just wanted to show you on the M15 how this can really refine your entries and help you get, you know, potentially better entries and better stops, because you're now trading the M15 structure. If we go back to the H1 chart, yeah, so remember my target is always the last H1 lows. So because of the M15 chart, yeah, I entered on this grey zone. I put my stop above this. This area here was that last swing high on the M15. And then I closed 80% of my trade at this level. And as you can see, guys, I got just under a risk to reward of 1:2. So I've closed 80% here. I'm now going to let 20% run down to those higher time frames that we spoke about earlier. But you can really see in here how that M15 chart really helped with my entries. All right, and this was a great trade, guys. I hope you took this trade. Yeah, I'm still in it. Let's see what happens today. And with this stop loss here, remember, this is only 20%. Depending on price action, let's say we get something like this, I will just start trailing my stop, okay, and let it run. So yeah, happy days. Pound Swiss franc, well done us. Nice trade. Next one, guys, was this. It was the pound against the New Zealand. So let's take a look at this one now. All right, and we're still in our grey zone. It's at a really interesting level as we speak. But the problem with this one is, guys, let's start with the day chart to show you why we were looking to sell this pair. Okay, and we were looking to sell this pair for the following reasons. So ever since we had this head and shoulders pattern, yeah, and price broke this, we've been in a downtrend. But we've been in a lot of choppy, horrible price action here. All right. But then we got this candle, yeah, that broke out of all of this choppy price action here. So for that reason, this candle here, yeah, this was my entry candle. No, this was my candle to let me know that we could still take this short. Okay, and then I wanted price to come up into this grey zone. We can take it back down to this blue line or even this blue line. Okay, so that's what I was looking at. If we then drop down to the H1 chart, so yeah, it got to our grey zone, but unlike the pound Swiss franc, yeah, H1 structure, it never broke. It never broke these last lows here. Never broke this level. Okay, and it's still come back up now, but it's at a really interesting level, these last highs here. Yeah, we could trade this very aggressively and start getting in now, but I like to see a breakdown in structure, and we just never got that. If we got this breakdown here, yeah, once we get a break of these lows with this here, I'm looking for shorts. All right, but yesterday that just didn't happen. It was very, choppy price action. Okay, so we didn't have a trade, guys, for that reason on pound New Zealand dollar. But like I say, if we perhaps get a breakdown here, retest, I think we could come lower. All right, guys. So, yeah, that was pound New Zealand dollar. We had no trade, guys. So, yeah, the only trade we had yesterday was pound Swiss franc, and it was successful. Let's take a look at today's trades now. A profitable day yesterday, guys, trading pound Swiss franc. And if you enjoyed that recap, maybe you learned something, then come join us. Yeah, subscribe to the channel, smash that notification button, and also smash the like button, guys. Really helps us deliver these videos every day. Okay, thank you. Right, before I start with the trade ideas for Tuesday, the 20th of December, three things. First of all, Discord channel, guys. Come join us. Loads of great things in the Discord channel, knowledge, ideas, people chatting about trading. What's not to like? So join our Discord channel. The link is in the video description. Secondly, guys, Wednesday, tomorrow, 6:30 a.m. London GMT, we're going to do our live stream, guys, all right? So it's a great opportunity for you to come on and ask me anything you like about trading. And then thirdly, guys, if you would like to be mentored one-on-one with myself, then drop us an email and we will send you all the details. All the information for all of these things are in the video description. I can feel my editor smiling. Right, guys, so trades for Tuesday, the 20th of December. So a little bit of deja vu. We're going to start with pound New Zealand dollar. And this is obviously a trade idea from yesterday. But I just wanted to start with the weekly chart this time, guys. Yeah, you can still see, first and foremost, we have a bit of room to move into down to some of these levels here. Okay, so this is encouraging. So we need a bit of room to move into, hence my two targets. And secondly, guys, on the weekly chart, yeah, I just want to show you the bearishness of last week's, all of these candles, the last 3 weeks candles, yeah, look at the bearishness of them. Bearish, bearish, bearish. Yeah, sellers in control. I still think we can take price down. Okay, so I just wanted to start with the weekly chart to show you that. Then let's drop down to the daily chart, guys. And if you remember rightly, you know why we're trading this. Okay, so I'm trying to not zoom out so much so that you can't see it, but zoom in enough so that you can, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Anyway, I digress. We had a head and shoulders pattern up here. Yeah, I'm just going to show you because I know how much you love a head and shoulders pattern. Okay, excuse my writing. I've been drinking vodka again. But yeah, head and shoulders pattern. Yeah, once it breaks these lows, that pattern is complete. Yeah, and then ever since then, we've just been in this awful, choppy, horrible price action. Okay, but we are still in a downtrend. If I zoom in again, guys, yeah, also you can see this bearish candle here broke all of these lows. Okay. And also yesterday, guys, we had this bit of a rejection wick at our grey zone. Okay, so sellers are still in control, and this grey zone is still the important area. So we're looking to short that from there. If we drop down to the H1 chart now, guys, it'll be interesting to see where the current candle finishes. All right, so we're in our grey zone. And from yesterday, guys, it never quite broke down. Yeah, it never quite broke these levels for me to start having the confidence and confluence to start shorting this. But today, guys, it will be, like I say, it'll be interesting to see where this candle finishes currently. Okay, because this is the last H1 high. Yeah, I would expect this to hold and we get a bit of movement to the downside. But I don't have a crystal ball, trade what the markets tell you. So a couple of ways how we can trade this today, guys. This is the only grey zone. And if this candle, for example, carries on like this and leaves this grey zone, yeah, not interested. Because on the H1, we have higher highs. And H1 structure is, you know, completely broken. So not interested. But two ways. We could trade at this level. If we get a very bearish candlestick pattern or a very bearish reaction at this level, the aggressive trade would be to start trading it from there. Okay. Or we can wait for this to happen. So as you can see, structure is still in an uptrend on the H1 chart. Okay. So what could happen is eventually this, something that looks like this. We get a break of these lows. We get a retest up into this grey zone, and then we can take price back down. Okay, guys, so yeah, that's what I'm looking at for this pair, pound New Zealand. But again, if this candle that's forming as we speak stays broke above this high, not interested. Okay, guys, so that's the first trade idea, pound New Zealand dollar short. The second one is this. It is the pound Canadian dollar short. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Let's start with the day chart. And guys, just first thing to point out, this will be an against trend trade. Okay. But on the weekly, guys, what we're seeing is this zone through here. Yeah, is a really important zone. I'll remove it in a minute because it's such a large grey zone. All right. But on the weekly chart, we can see, yeah, that this level here has proven to be a very good level for where price reacts. Okay, and then if we zoom in a little bit, we can see we've started to have a bit of a reaction at this level. I wouldn't say, you know, the last week's candle was super bearish, but, you know, a bearish doji in a weekly resistance area, you know, I think we have some room to the downside. Okay, if we go to the day chart now, I'm going to remove this large grey zone because that's that weekly zone I was talking about, guys. But as you can see, nothing but red candles and prices trying to break down. But again, it is against trend. Look at that. That is an upward trend. You don't need to be Warren Buffett to see that's an uptrend, but we are getting some reaction at that weekly resistance. Okay, so we're potentially looking for shorts. I'm going to plot it back down to this level, guys. Let me plot it while you're here. So first of all, yeah, this moving average 20 and this psychological level of 6,500 would be a good target for us. Okay, let's drop down to the H1 chart now and see how we can trade this pair. So we've got a couple of ideas, guys. So first of all, yeah, price could retrace back up into this grey zone, which reacts with these last highs here and even these lows over here. Great. If we do, we're getting good value. We want to see a bearish reaction. I'll take price back down to these lows. I would close 80% and then I'd leave 20% to run. All right. So, yeah, that's one idea. The second idea is this, guys, that price breaks these lows. Yeah, these lows here, comes back up in here, retest this level, and then we start taking price lower from there. All right, guys, so a couple of ways we can trade this pair today. So pound Canadian dollar, we're looking to short that pair. And the final trade idea, and also, guys, before I show you this, if you're enjoying this analysis, then why not come join us? Subscribe to the channel, smash that notification button, and smash the like button. Merci beaucoup. We'd love to have you on the channel. Right, last trade idea is this, the euro against the Canadian dollar. So highly correlated with pound Canadian dollar. So trade the one that gives you the best setup. And what do we want to see here? So again, let's start with the day chart. Let's start with the weekly chart, actually, because again, with a lot of the Canadian dollar pairs, they're so overbought that they are at weekly levels of interest. So this grey zone, you can see this is the weekly chart. It's reacted many times in this grey zone. And I wouldn't say, yeah, this candle is, this weekly candle is bearish, but we are getting a bit of a reaction. Okay, so again, some potential room to the downside because it's so overbought. Yeah, look how overbought that is. All right, if we drop down to the day chart now, yeah, you'll see that we are seeing a few red candles starting to form at this level. But again, make it clear that this is an against trend trade. But I think we do have some room to the downside. All right. And our higher time frame target will be this. Yeah, it will be this 4,300 level. All right, I love a psychological level. So 4,300, 4,350, 4,400, you know, these, yeah, even 4,400, guys. This would be a good level as well to aim for. Okay, so that's what we're looking at on the day chart. Let's drop down to the H1 chart now. And basically what I want to see is only this, really, guys. I want to see a breakdown of these lows. Yeah, all of these lows here. I want to see a break of these lows. I want to see a retest. Yeah, and then I can get into this trade. My first target would be this, guys, would be this last low here. Okay, because you're probably going to get a bit of a reaction here. I would close 80% at that level. Excuse my 80%. I have been drinking. No, I haven't. I'm lying. And then I'd close 80% there and then leave 20% to run, guys. All right. Yeah, so that's all I'm looking for on euro Canadian dollar. All right, guys. So, yeah, they're the three trade ideas for today. Let's look at the news now. Guys, if you're enjoying this daily morning analysis, would like to receive it every day, then come join us. Subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and smash that like button. It is much appreciated. So overnight, you can see we had the RBA meeting minutes, okay, and we had some news coming out of China as well. So the loan prime rate. So this could really move the Aussie dollar, guys. Yeah, let's see what impact that has today. If we carry on down at 3 o'clock a.m. London GMT, these are all London GMT. We've also got the BOJ interest rate decision and press conference and monetary policy, guys. Okay, so yeah, the BOJ don't really move their interest rate, to be quite honest. But it'll depend what is said in the press conference, guys. So this could really move the Japanese yen. If we carry on down, we've got two other pieces of news that we're interested in. The first one is this: at 1:30 London GMT, we've got building permits coming out of the US. So this could move any US dollar pair. And at the same time, we've got core retail sales coming out of Canada. So again, this could move any Canadian dollar pair. And the fact these two pieces of news are coming out at the same time, it could really affect US dollar, Canadian dollar. Okay. But that's it, guys. No other news of interest after that. So that's it, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the vid. If you have, please subscribe, like, and share. I hope you have a wonderful trading day, guys. And I'll see you tomorrow for the live stream.